So the All Blacks have just announced their lineup that will be taking on the English this weekend in Test match number 2. Now it is only a 2-match series. The All Blacks, they are 1-0 up, and they'll be hoping for the clean sweep. And at Eden Park, they have got a very long winning streak over the English. Can this side be the one that does continue it? Looking through, it is going to be Ethan de Groot at number 1, Cody Taylor number 2, and Tyrell Lomax as number 3. No changes compared to what they had in the first Test match up against the English. The scrum at times was a little bit shaky. That was mainly near the start of the game, but as the game progressed, it seemed like the All Black scrum did get a lot stronger. In the lock and duo will be the captain at number 4, once again Scott Barrett, with Patrick Tuipulotu as the number 5. He's going to be playing at Eden Park. Of course, normally the Blues captain in Super Rugby Pacific, so he will be welcomed with quite the warm reception. Had some fantastic runs in the last contest. A lot of people this week have been heavily talking about that All Blacks line out and how they have to do something differently than what they did last week, and perhaps with Tuipulotu and Barrett, as well as the man at 6, we can see a little bit more success for the Sabies. Line out at number 6 though, it is Samapeni Finau, same man as they did have at 6 last week. Number 7, Dalton Papali'i was the leading tackler for the All Blacks in last week's contest up against England with 15. And then at number 8, scored himself a try. Also had some very crucial work in the breakdown, and that is Ardie Savia. So no changes in the forward pack for this All Black side. Looking through at the backline straight away, they do have a change. That is in the 9 jersey. Last week it was TJ Perenara. Unfortunately did end up with a knee injury, which means he is not available for this match, which then brings in Finlay Christie, the man who came off the bench in the last contest up against England. His kicking has to be precise throughout this game. Something that the All Blacks in that first test did a little bit too much was just boot the ball downfield, hope that England would make a mistake. But with Marcus Smith and George Furbank at the back for England, that just wasn't really happening. They were making meters and they were putting the All Blacks under pressure, so they cannot aimlessly kick. They have to make sure that it is contestable. In the 10 jersey, they have once again gone with Damian McKenzie. Didn't have the best day off the kicking tee, but certainly had a good performance when it came to the running game of the All Blacks. Had a try assist to Sevu Reece. He will once again be the starting number 10 out on the left wing. They have gone with Mark Delia. No change in that jersey. Still no Caleb Clark for the All Blacks this year. In the centres, it is Geordie Barrett at number 12 and number 13, Rico Ioane. Unchanged from last week. I'd say neither of them had a standout performance, but I think that was also to do with the fact that England's defence was rushing up, which meant that the All Blacks tried a lot more skip passes. Maybe this is the game that they just get it through their hands quickly, and the likes of a Rico Ioane, who everyone is waiting to see have that big game, may finally get to have it. Number 14, it is Sevu Reece. He did have his big game last week up against England. Scored a try, had a beautiful 50-22, and seemed to be very impactful when he did get near the ball. Number 15, to close out the starting lineup for the All Blacks, it will be Stephen Petafeta. I think he proved a lot of people wrong last week with the way that he was able to play. Got a try assist out to Ardie Savia as well. Also had a couple clean breaks. Certainly will be one to watch out for off the reserves bench. Pretty similar to what we saw last week for the All Blacks. Asafa Amua at number 16, number 17, Ofa Tuangafasi, and then number 18, Fletcher Null, number 19, Tupavai, and number 20, Luke Jacobson. Both men bringing their own impact when they made their way off the bench in their last contest. Tupavai involved in that last penalty for the All Blacks in the game. Number 21, it is the debut of Cortez Ratama. He's had a fantastic season for the Chiefs in Super Rugby Pacific. He's got a lot of pace. He's got a lot of running game, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he adapts to the way that they will be playing in the later stages. Because if it's anything like it was last week, the All Blacks may go to more of a kicking-orientated game like we saw when Finlay Christie came onto the park for the All Blacks. But Cortez Ratama, I feel like his natural game is actually running. So it could be quite interesting to see if the All Blacks can up that tempo once Ratama makes his way onto the field, or whether he has to adapt to the way that they will want to play. Number 22, Anton Leonard-Brown, and then number 23, it is Beauden Barrett. So similar to last week in the exact same order, which does mean that Beauden Barrett more than likely will be making his way onto the field for Stephen Perfetto, but that is the starting lineup and reserves for the All Blacks. Like I said, very similar to what we saw last week. The only changes really are in that halfback jersey. And I wonder if TJ wasn't injured and the score was still the same from last week, would they have a completely unchanged 23-man side, similar to what South Africa did for their second test up against the Irish? But just that injury has caused that switch, and it's a great opportunity for Cortez Ratama to show exactly what he can do. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in to this lineups video. We will be doing the live commentary on the channel, 7:05 p.m. on Saturday night. It's an Eden Park game, and it's certainly going to be an awesome one. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Do let me know what you think of the side in the comments down below, and I will see you all for the next one.